An FBI special agent seen Archer is having fun with his son at the park, but a terrorist named Castor Troy is watching them from afar through the lens of a long gun. He targets the man and shoots, but his bullet goes through the man and hits his son too. He survives the assassination attempt by Castor, but the bullet penetrates his chest and killed the boy. 6 years later, Archer is still very much hurt and hates Troy because he is still a free man. But fortunately, Archer's team ambushes Troy on one of his criminal missions. Troy is with his younger brother and accomplice Pollux at a remote desert airstrip. They get engaged in a rough gunfight, and Troy hints Archer of a bomb located somewhere in Los Angeles set to go off in a few days. But before Archer can learn more, Troy is knocked into a coma. Pollux, his brother, is in custody and affirms that the bomb is real, but refuses to reveal its location. Archer is persuaded in secret to go into the prison disguised as Troy, so he can get information about the bomb from Pollux's younger brother. So Archer reluctantly undergoes a highly experimental face transplant procedure by Dr. Malcolm Walsh to take on Castor Troy's face, voice, and appearance. While he was still in coma, Archer as Troy is taken to the same high-security prison where Pollux is being held. It was a hidden prison where prisoners wore a magnetic boot for restricted movement, and so they can be monitored at any time. Archer, who takes the form of Troy, manages to convince Pollux that he is Troy and gains information on the bomb's location. He quickly tries to get out, but Troy unexpectedly awakens from his coma, and when he discovers his face missing, he quickly understood what was going on. He calls his gang, and they force Dr. Walsh to transplant Archer's face onto him. Troy then kills the only people who know of the transplant by setting them on fire. At the prison, Archer as Troy prepares to tell his colleagues of the location, but is surprised when Troy as Archer appears. Troy as Archer boasts that no one knows of the transplant because he had killed everyone, and that he will take over Archer's life to ruin it before getting his face back from him. He gets furious and grabs his neck, but the prison guards rescues the fake Archer. The next day, Pollux is freed when he willingly tells Troy as Archer of the bomb's location. The FBI and the bomb squad quickly arrives at the location, but Troy tells the bomb squad to leave and Troy as Archer disarms the bomb. He earns recognition from the FBI office and becomes close to Archer's wife, Eve, and daughter, Jamie, whom Archer had been neglecting because he was chasing down Troy. Back at the prison, Archer as Troy plans an escape and successfully escapes after staging a riot, and then he retreats to Troy's headquarters. He meets Troy's primary drug kingpin, Dietrich Hassler, and Sasha, Dietrich's sister, and her son Adam. He reminds him of Michael. Troy as Archer learns of Archer as Troy's escape and hastily assembles a team to raid his headquarters. The raid turns into a bloodbath, and many FBI agents and several members of Troy's gang, including Dietrich and Pollux, are killed, while Archer, Sasha, and Adam are able to escape. Archer's supervisor, Director Victor Lazaro, blames Troy as Archer for the numerous slayings. Troy as Archer, furious over Pollux's death, kills Lazaro and makes it look like a heart attack. He is then promoted to acting director. On the other hand, Archer shows up at home and tries to convince Eve that he is Archer, and that the man she thinks is him is not. She is very frightened and shocked at the revelation, but does not know who to believe. He then tells her to test Troy as Archer's blood to prove his identity, since the two have different blood types. She waits till the imposter was asleep and takes a sample of his blood, and after testing the blood, she confirms it. Now being convinced of her husband's identity, Eve tells Archer as Troy that Troy as Archer will be vulnerable at Lazaro's funeral. At the ceremony, Archer as Troy finds that Troy as Archer has anticipated his actions, and he takes Eve hostage. Sasha then arrives, and a gunfight ensues. Sasha manages to save Eve after taking a bullet. Archer as Troy promises Sasha as she was dying that he will take care of Adam and raise him away from criminal life. The fight continues, and they are struggling with each other when Jamie shows up too. Jamie is confused, and she shoots and injures Archer as Troy. Troy as Archer flees the church with Archer as Troy still pursuing him. Troy as Archer reaches the docks and steals a speedboat, and Archer as Troy follows and steals one of his own. A hot chase begins, and it ends when Archer as Troy forces Troy as Archer to the shore by collision. With the boats grounded, Archer as Troy bests Troy as Archer in a melee fight. Troy as Archer attempts to destroy his face to taunt and distract Archer as Troy, but Archer as Troy instead gains the upper hand and kills Troy as Archer by impaling him with a spear gun. Immediately, a team of backup agents arrive and address Archer as Troy as Archer, having been convinced by Eve of Archer's true identity. Archer is shocked and excited that he is recognized as who he truly is. Later, a face transplant is arranged, and after the face surgery is reversed, Archer returns home to his family, and he presents to his family Adam, who is Troy's son. He adopts Adam into his family, keeping his promise to Sasha. If you enjoyed this video, please do well to like, subscribe, and comment on what movies you want us to review for you. Also, turn on the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks, and see you in the next video.